Yeah. Catch a flight out the blue, South Africa. Hit my plug for the juice, then I re-up. Cancel me, I cancel you, we won't make up. You get money, I do too, let's fall in love. Catch a flight out the blue, South Africa. Hit my plug for the juice, then I re-up.
History of South Africa. South Africa is one of the largest countries in Africa, covering an area 0.471 million square miles, and her land border 60,021 miles inland. South Africa is bordered by 6 countries are Namibia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Botswana, Swaziland, and Lesotho. There are at least 35 languages indigenous to South Africa, 11 of which are the country's official language. Sotho, Swati, Tsonga, Ndebele, Pedi, Tswana, Venda, African Xhosa, and Zulu are all official languages in South Africa. The country, however, remains a secular state with a diverse religion proportion. Some who are Islam, Hindu, Judaism, and traditional African religions. Unlike other country names with dramatic history, the name South Africa simply originated from the country's geographic location at the southern part of Africa. Next, for geography, South Africa is the 25th largest country in the world and is bordered in the west by the Indian Ocean and to the south and southeast by the Indian Ocean. The country is made up of 9 provinces, very substantially in a number of respects.
South Africa has a population of nearly 57 million people, with Gauteng being the most popular province. It is 24%. Continue with Eastern Cape is 30%, KwaZulu-Natal has 80%, and the Western Cape has 11%. About 68% of South Africans live in cities. This number continues to increase as people move from rural areas to urban ones in search of better opportunities. Ethnic cities. Nelson Mandela called Africa as the Rainbow Nation. South Africa population is one of the most complicated and diversified in the world. Majority of South African identity themselves of African descent is 79%. Other than that, the colored population of South Africa is 8.8%, and the population is mostly concentrated in the Cape region. They are separate culturally and linguistically into 2 categories. It is an African-speaking voice and English-speaking communities. Then we go to the currency of South Africa. South Africa use rand for their currency. The government introduced the rand in 1961 when the country became a republic. Currently, South Africa have coins 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 and 50 cents, and 1, 2 and 5 francs in circulation. Then there are banknotes of 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 and 1000 ZAR. Thank you.
Now it's my turn to present about the art festival in South Africa. The National Art Festival in Grahamstown is South Africa's largest and more lively celebration of culture. This outlandish instant Cape Town is covered into the country's greatest crucible and is only placed to be for 11 days in July. In 1974, the National Art Festival, Grahamstown, South Africa, was established. The main average program now draws over 100,000 people each year. One of the most important factors in the festival popularity is that it takes place in Grahamstown. A total of 600 events are held each year with nearly 1,800 performances. Grahamstown is an English 19th century cathedral town is an undeniably African setting, mostly unspoiled by modern developments. The architectural gems range from Statler Cottage, Victorian villas, and Georgian houses to Gothic Star Church, barrack, museum, and monuments. Certainly, the profusion of spires, gable, and tower make Grahamstown an explorer's delight. And it is not surprising the visitor to National Art Festival fall under the spell of the village, which yield an amazing assortment of venues. Round the world can lead the discovery of unexpected gems, narrow lanes, stonework, arch entrance, and stained glass window.
Second, for major festival in South Africa is Mombasa Carnival. In 1528, the Portuguese destroyed the town of Mombasa and proceeded to take over. The indigenous people fought back, but the Portuguese were too powerful. Finally, in the 19th century, Mombasa was declared a British protector. The carnival began as a way to celebrate their cultural diversity and to show visitors their country's history. As a result, this carnival features artists, musicians from various Kenyan cultures. Kenya is an East African country known for its beautiful landscape and extensive wildlife conservation. If you visit Kenya's second largest city, you will understand and appreciate its rich multicultural diversity. The Mombasa Carnival, widely regarded as the Kenyan largest and most exciting festival, the tradition and ethnicity of the country's tribes. The event is held annually in November in Mombasa, is Africa's leading culture hub. The Kenyan Ministry of Tourism organized this event to celebrate Kenya's culture diversity. Residents can enjoy the tribal community's colorful parade, which includes multicultural music and dances performed by each ethnic community. The festival allows visitors to experience cultural diversity, listen to traditional and contemporary music, a variety Kenyan cuisine, and buy souvenirs. Several stalls on the street sell a variety of local food and local drinks such as menazi made from coconut nira and madafu made from fresh coconut milk, while local music groups and sound system pump music into the atmosphere. Lively traditional dances, contemporary forms, and belly dance are performed. That's all from me. Thank you.
There are a lot of architecture that been built in South Africa. One of it, the Castle of Good Hope, located at the Cape Town, is the oldest building in South Africa. The Dutch built it as a supply station and military fortress in the 1600s. Jan van Riebeeck, the founder of Cape Town, arrived on the Cape Peninsula from the Netherlands in 1652. He had a square castle built soon after his arrival. Between 1666 until 1679, the Dutch erected a new stone castle to prepare themselves. Soldiers, sailors, and slaves worked on the project. Most of the stone came from Signal Hill, which was close to the Dutch town, while the other materials came from Table-based Robben Island. The castle was known as Kui Keep by the native Coco people, which means stone enclosure.
Assalamualaikum. I would like to describe one of the famous history site in South Africa. The Voortrekker Monument in Pretoria, South Africa was built in honor of the Voortrekker, a group of dark sectors or country. The Votraker left the British Cape colony in the 1830 to feed their own colony in the area of South Africa. The movement is known as the Great Trek. It was designed by excited Great Moldy. Corrosion began on the monument in 1937. 1 December 16, 1938, relative of Votraker leader Edris Petronius Hendrik Pogreter and Pan Review laid the foundation stone for the monument. The monument was officially opened to the public on December 16, 1949. The Votraker monument was site of a 131-foot, 40-meter tall granite building. Inside this building, there is a large and high hall known as the Hall of Heroes. On the ground floor of the monument is the canopter hall. Also has a wall chapel showing image of the Great Trek. The canopter hall has a lantern with fire that has been designed at the trip in 1938. The flame is lit to symbolize the industrialization of South Africa. At the foot of the Votraker monument is a bronze statue of a Votraker woman and her children by sculptor Anton van Gogh.
African mythologies include supernatural beings who influence human life. Some of these beings are powerful deities or gods. Others are lesser spirits, such as the spirit of ancestor. One of African mythology story is about the origin of death.
Long ago, there was a great man known as Kintu traveled with his prize cow from northern Africa to the land called Uganda. There he lived for many years on the meat his cow gave him. He built a grass hut and lived in peace. One day, the sons and daughter of Kulu, king of the heavens, came to earth. When Nambi, Kulu's daughters, met Kintu, she fell instantly in love with him. Kintu is kind and generous, she told her brothers. I wish to marry him. He is the finest man I've known. Nambi returned to the sky to ask her father permission to marry Kintu. Kulu listened to Nambi's pleas, but Nambi's brothers shook their heads.
Meanwhile, the brothers secretly returned to Earth and carried away Kintu's cow. They thought that if Kintu lost his cow, he would die of starvation. However, when Kintu saw his cow was gone, he knew immediately what he must do. He began to get the edible herbs, fruits, and other plants of the earth. He ate them and still grew strength. But her father refused and said, "This boy must choose his cow among the royal herds. If he can find his cow, then I will bless your marriage."
The next morning, Kintu went to the royal fields to examine the best herd. But all the while, he kept careful watch on the bee. "That is my cow," Kintu called out. Kulu was amazed. "You are truly Kintu the Great," he said, "and you will marry my daughter Nambi." So, Kintu and Nambi married. Kulu gave them a sheep, a goat, a chicken, a plantain tree, and seeds for every edible plant. "Hurry now to earth," Kulu commanded. "You must leave before your brother Walumbe returns. He will want to travel with you to earth, and if he sees you, he must go along with you." Kintu and Nambi began the journey, but halfway home, Nambi said, "Dear Kintu, I have forgotten the grain for the chicken. I must return the sky." "I will hurry," off she ran.
As Nambi was collecting grains from the fields of the sky, Walumbi saw her and followed her back to the earth. Walumbi asked for the children, but Nambi refused to give them up. They begged Kulu for help, so he sent one of the Nambi's brothers, Kaikuzi, to confront Walumbi. The brothers have a fight, but in the end, Walumbi escaped and fled deep into the earth and creating the underworld that becoming its ruler. Since that time, Death has lived on the earth, and according to the legends, that's how the sickness and death started.